Have you ever wondered why soft drinks taste sour? That sour taste comes from acids such as citric acid or phosphoric acid. Today, I will show you how we can measure that acidity using simple technique called volumetric analysis. The acidity of soft drinks can be determined using volumetric analysis, specifically an acid-base titration. In this method, the acids in the soft drinks react with a standard sodium hydroxide solution until the endpoint is reached. Phenolphthalein is used as the indicator to detect the endpoint by changing from colorless to pale pink. The volume of NaOH required is used to calculate the total titratable acidity of the soft drink.
Hello everyone, I'm Syazwan, and now I will explain the theory behind the volumetric analysis and how it is used to determine the acidity of soft drinks. First, what is volumetric analysis? So volumetric analysis, also known as titration, is a quantitative analytical technique used to determine the concentration of a known solution by reacting it with a standard solution of known concentration. The amount of a standard solution called the titrant that is needed to completely react when the sample is measured accurately. This measured volume allows us to calculate the concentration of the acid present in the soft drinks. In this application, we use an acid-base titration because soft drinks contain acidic compounds. The most common acids found in soft drinks are carbonic acid, which is formed from dissolved carbon dioxide, citric acid, which is commonly found in fruit-flavored drinks, and phosphoric acid, which is mainly present in cola beverage. During the titration, this acid react with a standard sodium hydroxide or NaO solution. The neutralization reaction can be generally represented as acid-base into salt plus water. The reaction continues until all of the acid has been neutralized by the sodium hydroxide. To identify the endpoints of the saturation, phenolphthalein is used as the indicator. It is colorless in acidic solutions, but it changes to faint pink color when the solution becomes slightly alkaline. This permanent pale pink color indicates that the neutralization reaction is complete. In this slide, the concentration of acid is then calculated using the titration equation M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2, where M1 and V1 represent the concentration and volume of acid sample, while M2 and V2 represent the concentration and volume of the sodium hydroxide used. Determining the acidity of soft drinks is important because it helps manufacturers maintain consistent product quality and taste, ensures compliance with food quality standard, and allows consumers to understand the acidity level of the beverage they consume. With this understanding of the theory, we can now move on to the experimental methodology used to determine the acidity of a soft drink.
Next, I will explain the methodology used to determine the acidity of soft drinks. First, 25 ml of the soft drink was measured accurately using a pipette and transferred into a conical flask. Then, 2 to 3 drops of phenolphthalein indicator were added. Since the soft drink is acidic, the solution remained colorless. Next, the burette was filled with a standard sodium hydroxide solution. The soft drink was then titrated by adding NaOH slowly while continuously swirling the flask to ensure proper mixing. The titration was stopped when a permanent pale pink color appeared and remained for about 30 seconds. This indicates the endpoint, meaning the acid in the soft drink has been completely neutralized by the NaOH. After that, the initial and final burette readings were recorded to determine the volume of NaOH used. The titration was repeated until 3 concordant titer values were obtained to improve the accuracy and reliability of the results. Finally, The average titer was calculated and used with the neutralization equation to determine the total acidity of the soft drink. The principle of this experiment is acid-base titration, which is a type of volumetric analysis. The principle of this experiment is acid-base titration, which is a type of volumetric analysis. Phenolphthalein was used as the indicator, and the endpoint was identified by the permanent pale pink color. The purpose of this method is to determine the total acidity of the
Now,
soft
I
drink.
will be present the example of the result obtained from the volumetric analysis. This table shows the titration result for 3 trials. For each trial, its initial and final brewer reading were recorded, and the volume of sodium hydroxide used known as the titrate value was calculated. The titrate value obtained are 12.40 ml, 12.30 ml, and 12.40 ml. Since these values are very close to each other, the results are considered consistent and reliable. Next, the average titrate was calculated by adding the 3 titrate value and divided by 3. The average titrate obtained to 12.40 ml. This average titrate is then used together with the balanced chemical equation and the non-concentration of sodium hydroxide to determine the acidity of the soft drinks. The consistent titrate value indicate that the titration was carried out with good precision. A higher titrate value means that more sodium hydroxide is required to neutralize the acidity in the soft drink, which indicate a higher acidity. Therefore, the calculation acidity can be used to compare different soft drink or to evaluate the acidic content of the beverage. Thank you.
I am Milon, and I'll proceed with the conclusion. So to conclude, volumetric analysis is an accurate and reliable method for determining the acidity of soft drinks. It is widely used in the food beverage industry for quality control, ensuring that products have consistent acidity tests and are safe for consumer. One of its main advantages is that it is accurate, cost-effective, and easy to perform using standard laboratory equipment. However, the method also has some limitations, such as requiring careful endpoint detection and accurate preparation of standard solution to minimize error. And overall, volumetric analysis remains an important analytical technique for maintaining the quality and safety of soft drink. That is all. Thank you.